This message comes from NPR sponsor Carvana. Carvana makes car buying easy. 100% online. Prices down to the penny. Delivered to your door. Why make car buying hard when it could be easy? Visit Carvana.com today. Terms may apply.
At this point now, I'm old enough to be Trinity's mother.
That's our daughter.
Oh my God.
I do feel like this is the first season where I've been like, none of these people are hot to me because they're all my children. I love my beautiful sons and daughters.
I don't know about you, but I am in my Sporty Spice era.
I love that for you.
Yes. I am following Mexico and Ghana in the World Cup. I was just watching the Knicks win their MNBA championship, and I follow the Liberty play in the WNBA. I know I'm like the last person to find out that watching sports and being an active sports fan like rocks, but I'm here now, and I have been following yet another near daily competition that I kind of think should be considered a sport. Love Island. I noticed that there are a lot of similarities. For one, again, both near daily, like you can catch a game most days. Same thing with Love Island. They have highlight shows. It took me seeing a Love Island after sun to understand why sports highlight shows exist, to be honest. There are favorite players, competitors, and you can bet on both Love Island and sports on Kalshi. And I'm also kind of coming to this realization a little late too. When I posted about it on X, Defector.com staff writer and co-owner Kelsey McKinney was like, Brittany, can I interest you in my old blog about this? So I brought Kelsey here to the show to gab about why Love Island is sports and how these formats can bring us together. Kelsey, welcome back to It's Been a Minute.
Brittany, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here. We love sports.
Hello, hello. I'm Brittany Luce, and you're listening to It's Been a Minute from NPR, a show about what's going on in culture and why it doesn't happen by accident. First of all, vibe check. Who is your winning couple on Love Island this season?
I feel like America is really united on this in that we are Trinity and Bryce. I am in a Trinity and Bryce household. I salute them.
Yes.
I love them.
Same. Are you Brittany to infinity? Are you kidding me? My husband was actually really early on this. He was like, this is a winning couple right here. And he said that like 2 weeks ago.
He was so early. You know what? I want to truly admit that I was wrong. I really did not like Bryce. Like the first few days in the villa, I was like, who is this like Cullen family weirdo loitering around? And I really made a full 180 on this guy. And now I'm like, I love him. He's so funny. I'm obsessed with him. I hope he doesn't throw himself out of Casa to his death because he misses Trinity so much.
Literally. I mean, like everybody else is trying to cheat on their like main villa girls. And he's like standing at like the edge of like a literal cliff into the dark ocean talking about how much he misses Trinity.
Like crying, yearning.
That's the thing. I mean, he provided the yearning. I was already into Trinity from the beginning. Like I thought she was funny. I thought she was bubbly. I thought she was awesome.
Yep, because she has the face of an angel. Like
the face and also the heart of an angel. She is like the sweetest, funniest, cutest girl ever. She's adorable. But then I started noticing that like I would listen to little bits of her and Bryce's conversations. And I was like, oh, they seem like they're getting along. I got into him as an individual once I realized that I was like, oh, this guy is like a male model who's turning 30.
Excuse me, male model / DJ / garbage truck repairman.
Yes.
I hate talking about it. I get a little like insecure about it. But,
why?
Like, I'll like fix like garbage trucks and stuff, and it's like, dude, it's almost like disgusting.
Who cares? I think it's cute. I like it.
And so I was like, he's turning 30 and he's having like, you could tell that he's in a sort of interesting existential crisis where like the other guys are so young. They're like 21, 22, 23, that they think that like life is going to be a never ending buffet of beautiful women that want to talk to them.
Yeah.
But like Bryce, you could see is at the other end of the rainbow.
He knows.
He's like, there's more to life. Like, and he had this perpetual compelling sadness about him. But I digress. I agree. Bryce and Trinity are my couple. They have real conversations. They're sweet and funny. One of the like they seem to have formed a genuine bond where they actually like each other, which is one of the reasons why you watch
part of what is fun about Love Island is watching people interact with each other in ways that like you can tell are actual chemistry, right? Like one of the things that I think Bryce and Trinity do is like they're both so nosy, like unbelievably nosy. They're like, who's making that kissing sound? Who's talking to who? And you can see them like yapping, which I think is very sweet.
Like when they get into bed at night and they're just like gossiping about what everybody else was doing all day.
They're just like me for real.
I was like, wow, this is like a direct window into my bedroom. I think a lot of people would think about a love competition reality show and sports, right? And not think of them as the same thing. But you and I came to the same conclusion. You came to it last summer in a beautiful, beautiful essay that you wrote for Defector.com. But I wonder, how did you realize that Love Island was sports? Like, and how did that change the viewing experience for you?
Yeah, so I am a big baseball fan. I've always been a big baseball fan. I like to watch it. I like to engage in a team activity. And most of what I like about baseball is that there are 162 games a season. And so it is on every day. There's a baseball game on every day. And so many of the games don't really matter. Many of the plot lines you're paying attention to are like, that guy's wife is pregnant. Is he hitting better now? Right? Like you have enough time in the season to like learn all of these narratives and things about the players because there's space for it. And so I've always really loved the kind of like routine, almost like religious aspect of baseball, where it's like you sit down every day and you enjoy your little liturgy show on television and then you're done. And so when I started watching Love Island last year, I was like, wait a second, these are the same. Every day I watch television. There's a bunch of random people I don't know up there, and I'm invested in some of them, and I viscerally hate some of them, and none of that is based on anything that is a stat. It is all based on, like, my heart. And then I think secondarily, something you were talking about, like, getting really into the Knicks, is there is a sense of, like, monoculture with Love Island that exists right now that is really rare, where, like, I was at the coffee shop the other day, and they were like, are you watching Love Island? And I was like, yes. And it's like, okay, we're all going to get into it, right? And that is the same feeling. I live in Philadelphia that we have in Philadelphia when it's like the Birds are doing well, right? Or the Phillies are doing well. It's like, oh, did you see the game, right? It's like more about your ability to talk about it than it is about the thing that you're actually observing.
We're going to take a quick break, but first, if you're a longtime listener or brand new to It's Been a Minute, be sure to come back every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday for brand new episodes. And did you know you can make it even easier to get new episodes by hitting the follow or subscribe button on your favorite podcast app? Whether you're a new friend or a loyal bestie, join the team by subscribing today. Coming up after the break,
I'm looking to adopt one of the players on this team as my terrible little son. Which one of them needs encouragement?
Stick around.
This message comes from Schwab. With the new Schwab Teen Investor Account, teens can gain hands-on investing experience and build positive money habits. It's an account co-owned by you and your teen, so you can monitor and engage with the account while your teen learns how to invest and manage money. Learn more at schwab.com. This message comes from BetterHelp. People talk about mental health more openly now, but asking for help can still feel hard. BetterHelp's 2026 State of Stigma report surveyed 2,000 Americans and found that 85% believe getting support is wise, yet 74% say society discourages people from doing so. Don't let stigma stand in the way of support. Start therapy with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/NPR. Support for this NPR podcast and the following message come from Carvana. Selling your car? Carvana has offers so good, they're almost inexplicable. Sell your car 100% online in minutes. Visit Carvana.com today. This message comes from Betterment. Their automated investing and saving tools give you the quiet confidence of someone who knows where to put their money. With tax-smart tools that help grow your after-tax returns year-round. Get started today at Betterment.com. That's BetterMent.com. Investing involves risk. Performance not guaranteed. Betterment is not a tax advisor, nor should any information herein be considered tax advice. Please consult a qualified tax professional.
I'm not a sports girly. We'll talk a little bit more about that. I'm like starting to realize that sports are communal activity. But
I think at this point you could call yourself a sports girly, but please continue.
Maybe so. Maybe it's not an era. Maybe this is just who I am now.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I think for a while I didn't understand how to get into it. But like you have this beautiful means of like getting into a sport that I love. You wrote another essay about that for defacto.com about selecting what you call a terrible son.
Yeah.
I mean, for you in Major League Baseball, like in that league. For me, it would probably be in the NBA.
You can do it with any league. So the theory is that if there's any game on TV, right, and you're with someone who knows the game and you want to also care about the game, right? You tell them, you're like, I'm looking to adopt one of the players on this team as my terrible little son. Which one of them needs encouragement? And then tell me facts about them. And then your friend says, okay, you can have this player, you know, he's 5'8". He like can't kick the ball to save his life. Everyone loves him because he has a cute bulldog or whatever. And you're like, great, that's my son. I will follow him on Instagram. And like that kind of personal attachment, I think, is really what sports are about. It's about like rooting for someone the way you would root for like your kid in a little league game or like your friend playing kickball, right? Like it's like you're rooting for the team because you care about the individuals on the team, which is not how everyone watches sports, but it's something that I find really enjoyable.
I've decided actually that my new thing that I'm going to get into is Premier League soccer. I'm like, I want to keep this soccer wave going.
Oh, I love that for you.
And I'm trying to decide between Barca and Arsenal.
Does Arsenal have a guy for you? Like, is there somebody that you can root for?
And that's what I got to find out. If you have a strong opinion about which Premier League soccer team I should follow, please let me know because I am...
Yeah, get some advice.
Yeah, I'm a free agent right now. I'm open to any guys. I'm actually... What is that called? I'm uncoupled. What do they call it in Love Island? I'm single.
You're single and vulnerable.
I'm single and vulnerable.
I think there is a type of sports fandom that is like not accessible to everyone. Not that you couldn't learn it, but that maybe you don't want it. And that's like caring about every little stat, caring about every little play, understanding like the intense nuances of these games and like why coaches do stuff. But the thing is, like, the way people behave is much more general than that. And so like a great example of this is like when the Eagles won the Super Bowl a few years ago, yes. I knew that Cooper DeJean was going to get an interception. He had never had an interception in his entire time in the NFL. And I was like, but it's his birthday. I was like, I knew. And everyone I was with was like, come on, man. Like he has it. And I was like, no, it's his birthday. He's going to do it. And like, there is something true about the fact that like a lot of sports is just people playing a game. And so like you can be invested in the people playing it as much as you can be as invested in the game that they're playing, right? Like what are the rules of the games on Love Island? There are no rules. They're always like, oh, you're competing in this competition. Whoever kissed the best gets a point. And it's like, well, how are we judging kiss the best? But then you can see the Islanders get really worked up about it because it's like, well, yeah, playing games is fun. Being on a team is fun. And at a core level, like that's what both of these things are. It's about like being on a team. Like we're on the Love Island fandom team right now.
Yes.
And we'll fight people who don't like us.
Literally, I mean, I'm trying to convert people into
Yeah, exactly.
And I really I feel like recently I got a convert, so I'm feeling good. But I mean, to that point though about like being on a team, the connection is so key to it. Like one of the things that's been most beautiful about entering my Sporty Spice era is realizing that a lot of the connection I've had over the years, you know, spawned by gossiping about the Real Housewives or the ladies who are married to medicine or standing certain couples on Love Island. Like it's that kind of connection. It's like part of what makes being a sports fan so great. Like literally just wearing my Mexico jersey. People just start talking to me. Yeah. I'll just start talking to other people that I see wearing jerseys on a game day and be like, oh, where are you going? People will be like, oh, you speak Spanish? Like, let's chat. Yes. Do I speak Spanish? Almost.
You're learning.
Almost. I'm learning, but the jersey is like inviting conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you're chatting about the game together and it's great. And it's like, it's interesting, like in the Landmark book about like, you know, connection and community, Bowling Alone. One of the hypotheses for a decline in community among Americans is television. What do you think about the tension there with this kind of television that also connects people?
Love Island, I think, is one of the first shows, and this is why I would argue that it's closer to a sport than some of the reality TV that you and I both really enjoy. Love Island is one of the first shows that we've seen, like, bars doing showings of, right? Like these big group events of like, come to your local brewery and we're showing at 4 p.m. a World Cup game and at 9 p.m. Love Island.
Love Island,
like, what? Like that feels crazy, but it's because it's like, it's a moment and it's a connection event. There are obviously forms of television watching that are isolationist, right? Like you're alone in your home. You're never talking to anyone about it. It's like a kind of escape mechanism that kind of blinds you to the rest of the world. And I think part of what makes Love Island and sports not really like that is that because there's so much content and it comes on every day, you have to talk about it, which means like if there's nobody in your home with you for you to talk to about it, you have to go outside. Like you have no other option. It's like,
it's so
sure,
true.
you could post on TikTok, but that's not the same. Going outside and just talking about how much you love something is really enjoyable. And I don't really like personally buy into some of that fear mongering of like the decline of culture is like whatever new form, right? They said that about the theater too, right? Where it's like, yeah, there are things that separate us from one another, but shared joy is a big part of common culture. That can be a huge part of like how connected you feel, right? Like there's really no joy greater than high-fiving a stranger. Like it rules. And like there's not a lot of opportunities to do that. Like in general, it's sports or now it's Love Island.
It's so true. I mean, it's a really, really good point. Something else I want to touch on though.
Please.
Being so involved in sports fandom and Love Island fandom at the same time. This is like not a searing insight, okay? But I've realized how deeply these things are so gendered.
Oh, yeah.
Even though they're basically like the same in a way and they come from the same impulse. Like, I don't know, like I think back to the first time that I ever saw the New York Liberty play, the WNBA team. I saw them play in person and I cried.
Yeah.
I cried because sports to me
were an exclusive space that you weren't welcome in.
Yeah, sports is so exclusive and seeing women not just be included, but be at the center of very serious competition that was not about their looks and was not about romance, which, I mean, I love, but it's different. But it was about their pure athleticism. Like, it really brought me to tears. I was like, oh, our society takes sports very seriously. And for women to be shut out of that shows how deeply our society thinks of women as unserious. Like sports fandom can be so gender exclusive. It can be hard to find, I think, a place of entry to feel like you'll be welcomed into it.
Yeah.
Also, I don't mean to be like essentialist here about who enjoys what. Like my husband is obsessed with Love Island. That's how I got into the show. You know, he's in more group chats than I am about it. And he likes sports too. I think that there are lots of people who like both of these things. And yet the fandoms are super gendered.
And that's I would kind of push back on that in that this is part of why I'm doing this kind of, it's not a bit, but this kind of ongoing conversation of like Love Island and sports are the same is because I do think there is a gender bias, but I think it is much less than people think. Like the amount of people watching Love Island who are men is not 10%. Like it is certainly a bigger percentage than that. Every time a sports league releases information of like, here's our viewership numbers, it is almost 50-50. Like there are women watching sports. There are men watching Love Island. Why are these two things valued differently? And why are they being put into these like weird gendered boxes is an important question. I mean, like I hosted a podcast for a long time called Normal Gossip. I wrote a book about gossip and during it, I would always make this joke with men at bars where I would say, oh yeah, I'm working on a book about gossip. And they would say, oh, I don't care about gossip. And I would be like, that's so crazy. Did you hear that Patrick Mahomes broke his leg? And they would be like, what? And I would be like, well, it seems like you do care about gossip.
And for the record, Mahomes did not break his leg. But this is a great example, though, that illustrates your point.
You've just pigeonholed an entire section of your experience of the world into a gendered box and said, I don't want to have any part of that. And it's so limiting. Like you're limiting your entire life by doing that. And like, I do think we do that with both sports and reality TV. We say like, oh, that's for boys. And it's like, well, what if you like it?
Right.
What if you want to go over there and shotgun a beer and like have a little wild time with your friends? Like, what if you like it? You might, right? Like, what if you like Love Island? What if you want to sit in front of your TV and discuss whether or not leaning towards someone is an act of aggression towards someone in your couple, right? Like those are both really fun activities to do like on their own. It doesn't have to be this kind of like strong wall between them.
Oh, I love that. I mean, I love your optimism. The one time that I was in a fantasy football league, it was my entire group of girlfriends who were just hardcore football fans. And so many of them were. I was the only one who wasn't. That if I wanted to hang out,
you needed to
I had to join the
play
league.
ball,
like,
literally.
Yeah. But I also think that like there's a whole lot of historical issues with just like who's allowed to play sports, at what level, how they're covered. I mean, the WNBA really had to have like a huge pop culture moment to be seen as important as it to our culture as it is now.
And I am speaking about all of this from like a place of true optimism, right? Which is that like I believe in having fun. I believe in community. I believe in high-fiving strangers. And I think that all of these things allow us to do that. Like, obviously, the corruption in sports with money, with gender, with violence, with all of these things is rampant in America. You could also ask a ton of ethical questions about what's happening on Love Island, right? Like, these are not morally pure activities for you to do in your free time, but they are fun. And I think that is a kind of like question that is also interesting to answer, right? My friends who are women and non-binary people who watch football and care about it, we have really interesting questions every year of like, at what point would you stop, right? Like, what would it take?
Yeah.
And like, I ask myself the same question with Love Island sometimes, where I'm like, how many feet have to be licked before I'm like, that's enough, right? Like...
the feet licking, the introduction of like serious repeated feet licking this season, I'm kind of like, I'm not sure if it's what you intended, but.
And that is the one thing we have to say about Bryce. The one bad thing we have to say about Bryce is that he started this.
He loves feet. Exactly. He loves feet. He loves feet. All this is reminding me of like a conversation that I see happening a lot on social media, which is like when fandom wars, like pop girl fandom wars get too deep and people are like, we have to make sports less homophobic and misogynistic and sexist because the Swiftie mind should be following baseball. They should be the people leading the fantasy leagues where everything is on a whiteboard and written in pencil by hand.
Yeah. And the thing is, some of them are. I follow a few people online that are like Swiftie hive mind, and they are also Philadelphia Phillies fans. And they post things sometimes that I'm like, girl, do you have a job?
Well, Kelsey, this was a joy. Thank you so much for talking. This is like, you're talking about my two favorite things right now. Thank you.
It's so fun. I love talking about fun stuff.
That was Kelsey McKinney, staff writer and co-owner at Defector.com. This episode of It's Been a Minute was produced by
Liam McBain.
This episode was edited by
Nina Pathak.
Our supervising producer is
Cher Vincent.
Our executive producer is
Barton Girdwood.
Our VP of programming is
Yolanda Sanguini.
All right, that's all for this episode of It's Been a Minute from NPR. I'm Brittany Luce. Talk soon.
This message comes from Instacart. Everyone prefers things a certain way, like groceries. If you want groceries just how you like them, you gotta try Instacart. They have a new preference picker that lets you pick how ripe or unripe you want your bananas. Shoppers can see your preferences up front, helping guide their choices. Because when it comes to groceries, the details matter. Instacart. Get groceries just how you like.
250 years ago, the nation's founders considered a free press a critical protection for we the people. Today, the NPR network proudly upholds your First Amendment rights with reporting accountable only to you. It's something we protect together. Join the people who power the NPR network by showing your support at plus.npr.org.